Okay, let's dive right in. The world of robotics is just exploding right now. I mean, it feels like every single week there's some new, mind-blowing video of a robot doing something we've never seen before. But, behind all those viral clips, the entire industry is in a massive race to solve one single, incredibly hard problem. Today, we're decoding the quest for the robot's brain.
Check this out. This was the theme from this year's World Robot Conference. We're talking the biggest robotics event on the planet. And it just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures what everyone is focused on. This isn't about building better metal arms anymore. It's about making them genuinely, truly smart.
And the excitement? Well, it's not just talk. This number, that's the average growth for robotics companies in just the first half of this year. An average of 50 to 100%. That is just wild. It's pretty clear we are living through a full-on robot renaissance.
Which, of course, leads to the big question, right? If things are moving this fast and the money is pouring in, why don't I have a robot making me coffee yet? Why aren't they in every factory and every home? It feels like we're still missing a critical piece of the puzzle.
And this is it. This is the missing piece. Now, what's so fascinating here is that it flips what most of us would assume completely upside down. You'd think the hard part is the hardware, right? The clunky robot bodies. But the experts? They're saying the hardware, the body, is actually good enough for now. The real problem, the thing holding everything back, is the software, the brain. It's just completely insufficient.
And this central problem, it has a name. And you're going to be hearing this name a lot more. Embodied intelligence. According to industry founders like Wang Xingxing, this one concept is the wall that's standing between us and the robot revolution.
So what does embodied intelligence actually mean? Well, simply put, it's the difference between a dumb machine on an assembly line that does one single motion over and over, and a robot that can walk into your messy kitchen, understand the command clean up the counter, and actually figure out how to do it. It's all about learning, interacting, and adapting to the real, messy physical world.
Maybe the best way to think about this is to compare it to what happened with AI chatbots. For years and years, they were pretty clunky, kind of frustrating, and then bam, ChatGPT showed up, and it felt like this gigantic leap into the future. That's exactly the kind of breakthrough everyone in robotics is chasing right now. That ChatGPT moment for physical intelligence.
Which leads us to the billion-dollar question. How in the world do we actually build this thing? How do we create embodied intelligence? Well, right now, the entire field is locked in a huge debate, and it really boils down to three different schools of thought.
Okay, so the first camp believes the problem is at the most fundamental level. They're saying it's a model problem. The very blueprint for the AI, the basic architecture, is what's broken. You can't just keep tweaking what we have, you have to go back to the drawing board and invent something new.
And folks who believe this, like Wang Xingxing again, they're convinced that our current AI models just don't have the right stuff. They argue that tacking on new training methods isn't going to cut it. We need a fundamental upgrade to the AI's core structure. The brain itself needs to be redesigned before we'll see any real progress.
Then you have the second group, and they say, whoa, hold on a second. The models might be perfectly fine. The real issue, they argue, is that we're starving them. It's a data problem. The engine isn't the problem. It's that we have no fuel.
As Wang He from Galaxy General Robot puts it, the AI models are powerful, but they have basically nothing to learn from. I mean, think about it. Language models got to train on the entire internet, but getting data for physical interaction is super slow and expensive. He thinks we have less than 1,000th of the data we actually need. So, his solution? Let's build huge realistic computer simulations and generate endless data there to train the robots.
And that brings us to the third approach, which is way more pragmatic, more boots on the ground. This group is basically saying, everyone, stop trying to build a universal brain that can do everything at once. Let's start smaller and solve actual real-world problems right now.
This idea, pushed by people like Xiao Tianlan, is all about focusing on the intelligence, not the shiny robot form. So, forget about a general-purpose robot for now. Let's start in factories. The environment is controlled, the tasks are clear, and you can collect mountains of high-quality data. It's the perfect training ground. Solve real business problems first, and the intelligence will follow.
So all this theory is great, but that pragmatic approach, It's already happening. Let's shift gears and take a look at where this is all playing out in the real world today.
Yeah, while we're all still waiting for that robot that can fold our laundry, this practical focus is delivering results. Robots with this early-stage embodied intelligence are already becoming critical in warehouses, on manufacturing lines, and in logistics centers. And they're not just dumb arms anymore. They're seeing, sorting, and adapting. And they're popping up in some pretty surprising places, too.
And this number just perfectly captures that progress. This is the number of 24/7 smart pharmacies run almost entirely by robots that are set to be operating in major cities by the end of this year. So next time you order medicine, there's a pretty good chance a robot is the one picking and packing it for you.
Okay, so we've looked at the challenge, we've unpacked the big debate, and we've seen what's real today. So, for our last section, let's look forward. What do the experts think is coming, and more importantly, when?
When you look at what the experts are predicting, there is a surprising amount of agreement. Most of them believe that ChatGPT moment, that huge breakthrough in intelligence, is only about 2 to 5 years away, and from there, things are going to move fast. We're talking predictions of 100,000 humanoid robots being shipped by 2027, and by 2030, just the end of this decade, we could be looking at the beginning of real mass adoption.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that the future of truly intelligent robots is no longer a question of if, it is simply a question of when. Whether we get there with better models, or more data, or smarter applications, the breakthrough is coming. A really fundamental shift is right on the horizon.
And that leaves us with one final, really fascinating thought to ponder. Eventually, the technical problems will be solved, the intelligence will get built, so the real question that's left for all of us is this. Once they can do just about anything, what will we ask them to do first? Thanks for joining me.